Hello there, name's Abno, and today I bring you a story about that guy that has a branch-sized chip on his shoulder. Let's roll for tale. So just for backstory, this happened in the first campaign I ever DM'd, and I'm still currently DMing. Had a player, aka Tiefling Sorcerer, who would say I'm out to get them every time something bad happened to them. They complained that one time I let a party member kill their familiar from the Find Familiar spell because I was, as I admitted to them, still new to DMing and didn't realize it cost gold. I then mentioned that I'd never intentionally let a player cost them gold, items, etc. like that again, which in my defense I upheld then and still do now. But even with this, they constantly demanded I retcon the event and refund them the 10 gold for over 2 months. 10 gold is not a lot of gold in my game, by the way, and due to the scenario in which it actually happened, was very thematically fitting and rather amusing to the other 5 players. Or another time they complained a player-controlled zombie nearly killed them because they refused to move out of the way, so the zombie just pushed them aside and walked past. Note that they didn't have to roll for damage and were not restrained or grappled at all. They were literally just in the way. Then they spent hours, yes, hours, arguing with me that this move endangered their character and that they could have been easily trampled or killed during this. Even after I said from the beginning that literally all they did was push you to the side and walk past. You aren't taking any damage or being restrained at all. You were just in the way, so they pushed past. And when I mentioned it literally only happened because they refused to move, they bring up the Find Familiar mistake again and spend literal hours arguing about how they get singled out unfairly and demanded I retcon the entire event and refund them the 10 gold. Again, for multiple hours. Then they complained that everyone else was always given more in-game information than they were, despite being the only player that never went and investigated things in-game, and every time they got a bad roll or an enemy attacked them, they would reference the 10 gold from the Find Familiar and the NPC that nearly killed them and complained that everything I did as a DM was targeting them and them alone. At times, this could easily take over an hour out of our session and create tension with the rest of the party because he would refuse to let the party move ahead with whatever they were doing while he was stating my unfairness to everyone. Another important point to note is that at one point I had a mystic among the players and both of us soon realized it was rather broken. As he was soloing encounters I built for a party of 4, so we spent hours out of a session attempting to rebalance it in a way both of us could agree to until university commitments made him drop out. Then, when I mentioned how many hours Mystic and I had spent trying to rebalance his character together, that guy turned around and simply said, "Yeah, but he quit so that doesn't count, you're only unfair to me." And after all the constant arguments, session stomping, and general tension with the rest of the party, it culminated to that point that I just went, you know what? I'm creating this campaign for everyone to have fun and laugh together, and I don't have to suffer weekly headaches and several hour-long arguments that are ruining everyone else's fun. So fuck this. If you're unhappy in my campaign, then you don't have to play anymore. And then proceeded to remove him from my group. And it was the best decision I made. After I removed him, the party's been having great fun, meshing together, lots of laughs, and serious moments combined, and we haven't stopped a single time to have hour-long arguments since. TLDR, that guy complains that the DM is out to get him and him alone, and is ruining the fun for the rest of the party and halting their progress. So I removed them, and my games have been 1,000 times better for it. Edit. Because I worded it vaguely, I'll point out that it's not like that guy and I would be arguing for a solid hour or 2 at a time during a session. It was more, bad thing would happen, they'd complain for 10 to 15 minutes or so, and we'd back and forth till I finally got them to stop. Then, say 20 minutes later, another player had something good happen to them, so that guy would bring up the issue again and waste another 10 minutes. But yeah, I 100% agree I wasted too much time arguing pointlessly with them. The end. Wow, that guy has serious issues. I've met people that like to make themselves out to be the victim, but doing it constantly in a game? time to get some therapy, dude. Click that like button if you liked the video, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see y'all on the next one.